Hey guys, welcome back to Autocare Prime Reload somewhat. And we're going to talk a little bit about some news that's coming out. Is that there's this rumor going out there that saying that Hasbro is looking to pull out of the U.S. market. That they're looking to just vacate the United States, and they're getting some of this news because blockies, however you want to say it, had come out and said that some of their stuff they're not going to be able to sell in the U.S. due to tariffs or copyright. It was a whole bunch of little jargon that was coming out. So a lot of people started running with this idea that meant that for U.S. sales that Hasbro was going to pull out and just go internationally. Now, this same type of rumor went around on Reddit back in 2023 and also 2021 as the same type of when somebody sees that. And because of the tariffs, everybody is now going ape crap over. Well, one thing is that they did come to an agreement. The Trump administrations, with the help of Mattel and Hasbro and some other people in the toy business, going to the Trump administration and saying, hey, we would love to have, free, no tariffs. Trump administration is like, they ain't happening. You need to get your stuff out of China. And they came to an agreement for 90 days for a 30% tariff on all toys coming out of China. So that's a lot better than 145% the insanity that it had gone up to. But here's the problem that I'm saying, that anybody is given credence to Hasbro pulling out of the U.S. market. All you have to do is go to the JP Morgan analysis and see what they wrote and talked about this. Nearly 80% of the toys sold in the U.S., yes, comes from China. Nearly about, for Hasbro, you're looking at roughly between 60-70%, depends on which manufacturing they're going to use, if it's coming out of Vietnam or it's coming out of China, it's being restamped as coming out of Vietnam. Whichever one that they use, that kind of will let you know where your figure's coming out of. I guarantee you, look on your back of your Transformers right now, you're really not going to find one that says coming out of China. So really, that you're like, well, then the tariffs shouldn't have affected Hasbro. But when you got it being worked on in China and then it gets sent and packaged, the toy gets made, but it gets packaged and put together at the warehouses and places in Vietnam. That's how they were kind of getting around this. It's just how the market is. And I am a person that does believe there should be free markets, that I don't think tariffs, if we're going to be a global and work together as a global conglomerate, Canada shouldn't have any tariffs against the U.S., and the U.S. shouldn't have any against China. Same thing with Canada, same thing with the UK, same thing with Australia, to Vietnam, to the Philippines, to Japan. If we're an open market and we're supposed to be trading equally, tariffs shouldn't be done. But other countries have done it. Trump's now decided to do it. And because Trump decided to do it, now there's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, that America's doing this. Whenever other countries have always done it, more so than anybody else. If you really look into it, and just go to the JP Morgan and look into the stock market and look and see which countries actually have tariffs on U.S. goods, and you'll be surprised. I mean, just, it's that easy. Even a quick Google search, if people would just do that, they would be very surprised at what countries do, and what countries that are having the biggest argument with America right now. about tariffs and see if they have tariffs and how long the tariffs have been there. But this thing going out saying that Hasbro is looking to pull out, no, they're not. It's the same thing about, you've got toys that Hasbro is going to put out in the U.S. market. Prime example, Tommy Car is coming out with their own kids line. Hasbro coming out with their own kids line. Both lines are Transformers. Both lines have Optimus Prime and a Megatron. But the difference is that Hasbro was like, no, we want to go this route with the kids line, and Tommy Car was like, well, we want to go this route, and we're going to come up with our own cartoon, because y'all been coming up with the cartoons, and we kind of want to have our own. So the two companies that are working together for years, decades actually, agreed, hey, this is going to be good for both of us. So they did it. Yes, it's going to be harder to get the Tommy Car kids line toys in America because they are being made there, and there's not really the market for it to be sold here. And with the tariffs and stuff like that, I don't know if Tommy Car would even put it on for America's even purchase. You might have to know somehow to get it in the Japan area and then have it mailed to the U.S. I don't know how that works. I hope that I'll be able to get my hands on some of those, because I really like the way all those characters look, and you have all these beast characters. My wife was like, ooh, there's a giraffe. I want the giraffe. And I'm like, I know you do, but how I'm going to figure out how to get hold of those, I don't know. But, at the end of the day, no, Hasbro is not going to pull out of the U.S. I mean, it would hurt Hasbro. It would hurt them so bad financially to pull out of the U.S. market that it would literally be shooting themselves in the foot and essentially having two perfect legs, but you decide, hey, I don't think I want to keep my left leg anymore. I'm just going to cut it off at the knee, and then I'm going to try to stand up and walk again. That's how stupid it would be for Hasbro to pull out of the U.S. This is just a bunch of smoke, like my grandpa used to say. This is just smoke up a pig's butt. This is not anything to worry about. This is not going to happen. Again, this was a Reddit thing that went viral back in 2023, and it's now resurfaced, and it's going viral again, all because of Blocky said that they were not going to have stuff distributed in the U.S. That is the company itself that has made that decision because of tariffs. It has nothing to do with Hasbro itself. It's absolutely, completely that company. It's the same thing as Super 7 decided, hey, we're not going to have G.I. Joe Reaction Line Plus distributed in the U.S. We're just going to keep it overseas. That wouldn't be a Hasbro decision. That would have been a Super 7 decision. So that's the same thing that's happening right here. So don't give it really credence. Mattel, the company behind Barbie and Hot Wheels and Hasbro, Play-Doh, Furby, Transformers, Monopoly, have been working behind the scenes to bring down the tariff on their companies and all together on toys. And with the help, they hope to have it down completely by 20% by coming Christmas. If things go well, tariffs will be, by the time of Christmas, it should be down by 20%, and that by the beginning of next year and so on, if things work out the way it's going. This is coming from the people from Mattel, that with the administration, they would be able to get the tariffs down to 10%. So that right there goes to let you know how much toys right now brings in millions, if not almost $1 billion in revenue in the U.S. And so they're trying to keep the toy costs, and that they need to be able to. And I've become a little bit more open on this because I've been following, and I did purchase some Action Force, and I've been following his channel, and he was explaining why, just for his toy side of it, why he has to have things made in China to be able to make a profit, and that kind of like gave me an idea. You kind of open up my eyes a little bit on some of that side of it, but at the same time, you know, we definitely don't want to have slave labor and other things like that, and the people living there parvaged as we're getting upset over toys, and their whole livelihood has been decimated. So keep that in perspective. As always, guys, if you like me doing these little news clips, let me know. And until then, I'll see you on the next one.